All right.
Now at 9, we are going to be talking about snow chances and the weather center. How much snow could we see over the weekend and maybe next week? I'll talk about those potential snow chances coming up in just a few minutes. Let's go to David with some more.
The top headlines. Thank you, David. For the top headlines of the day, Alec Baldwin finally charged with involuntary manslaughter in the Russ shooting death. And locally, big news story: man wanted for bank robbery in Tulsa, known to change his appearance, police say. Coming up right up at 9 p.m. All right, good evening. Biggest story of the day right now. Let's just first get off with the biggest story. Alec Baldwin is now charged with involuntary manslaughter after that Russ shooting death. Actor Alec Baldwin will finally face criminal charges of involuntary manslaughter in the shooting death of cinematographer Hala Hutchins on the set film Rust. Prosecutors in Santa Fe, New Mexico said on Thursday. The film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, will also be facing the same charges. The first judicial district attorney, Mary Carmack Altwies, said in a written statement. In addition to those charges, Assistant Director David Halls has signed a plea agreement for the charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon, according to the announcement. So basically, in order to summarize it, actor Alec Baldwin will potentially be going to prison for involuntary manslaughter, as well as the armorer. And then for the next story, police are now searching for a suspect charged with suspected bank robbery in Tulsa. A male walked into the Mid First Bank on 42nd near South Peoria and passed a robbery note to the teller demanding money. The teller followed instructions on the note and handed the suspect a sum of money. The suspect then proceeded to run across Peoria Avenue, and was eventually picked up by a female driving a dark-colored sedan at nearby the library. Tulsa Police Department says detectives have identified the suspect as Roderick Robertson. 46-year-old felony warrant was issued for Robinson back in November 28th, 2022. But Tulsa police say that he has ties across the region. He has prior felony convictions and for bomb threats, and Robinson has also is known to change his appearance drastically. So for now, we're going to take a lead forecaster. David will be taking a head look to the weather. Take it from here, David.
Thank you, David Villa, with that update there on the news stories there. Let's go ahead and take a look at those temperatures right now across the four-state area. They're chilly and cold right now. 35 right now here in Chitopa, 35 in Columbus, 36 in Joplin right now. This is what it is across the four-state area right now. On the wind tracker here, we got nothing on it across the area. I mean, we got wind miles per hour on here, but if you want to say miles per hour, 0. I mean, nothing. I mean, there's a 5 on here. I think that's just a false reading because it's not even windy out there right now. And the wind chills, this morning we had pretty cold wind chills this morning. Now wind chills are not too bad, mainly in the 40s and 50s or near 50 for some of us with the wind chills. Well, I said I think these are wrong as well. 41 down in Miami. And Joplin is currently 35 right now. It feels like 32. I mean, not bad. At least we have no fog out there like we did the past several days ago. And on the storm tracking radar here, we got nothing on it for now across the 4-state area. We will be talking about the rain and even snow chances in the forecast. Wintry weather is possible. When will it happen, and how much wintry weather could we see? I'll be breaking down the information about that coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, let's go back to David Vela with more update on the news across the region and nation. David?
Thank you for that. Let's just transition back into the big news story for the international or national section. NPR reports that hold on, I'm sorry. NPR reports that the United States has hit its debt limit and now risks defaulting on its bills. The Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen wrote in a letter to Congress on Thursday, said that the United States has reached its debt limit and has begun resorting extraordinary measures so the government can continue paying its bills. Yellen has already previously warned the United States would reach its debt limit on Thursday, but said that the Treasury Department was preparing for a contingency plan to avoid the default of the country's debt. Special measures have been undertaken, including suspending investments in the civil service retirement funds, and are essentially accounting for maneuvers to avoid breaching the country's borrowing limit. The United States runs on a deficit, hence it needs to borrow money to pay its bills. The United States can only borrow up to $31.4 trillion. Raising the debt limit used to be a routine exercise for Congress, but it has increasingly become fraud. A huge potential political fight looms this year as House Republicans have vowed to block any increase in the debt limit in order to extract spending cuts. That's a big concern to the United States debt default because it would have potentially huge consequences for the economy and markets, raising doubts about the country's creditworthiness. Analysts have previously mentioned that the debt limit could be reached as early as June with the measures that Treasury has taken, but considerably uncertainly exactly they don't know when. Yellen herself noted on Thursday. So that's to summarize it. The United States is now in a very risky position in terms of the economy, but we'll talk about that later on. So, David, if you have anything else to say, we're going to take it on with you.
All right, thank you, David. Coming up next, we are going to be talking about rain and snow chances. That is next, and we will have more coming up in just a moment. Right now, we are going to go ahead and throw it to commercial break, and we are going to be back with more news and weather coming up in just a moment. Keep it here. Not a bad day for us today across the area. Temperatures this morning, I mean, chilly. I guess today was a chilly day. I mean, it was a chilly day across the area. Overall, it is still chilly right now across the area. Live look at Indigo Sky Casino Resort in Seneca, Missouri. This is a live look right now. Of course, looking pretty good outside right now. Clear skies. It's dry out there for now. And hopefully, I know some people wish it would stay like that, but you know what? It's not going to stay like that. For some time. Temperatures across the area right now, 36 Chautauqua, 37 Miami, 35 there in Joplin, 34 Yates Center, 33 Iola, 34 in Fort Scott in Nevada, of course 36 in Stockton, and right at freezing in Sedan. Right now we got nothing on the winds. Winds are ranging from 0 to 2 miles per hour. So we got pretty much no winds happening right now. With no winds, we also pretty much don't have a wind chill. I mean, wind chill wise, pretty much the same as our temperatures, 30s, even 40s. So, like I said, we basically don't even have a wind chill right now. Current conditions in Joplin, live look at Pittsburgh, 35 in Joplin, feels like 32. Dew point at 28 degrees. And look at those winds calming down finally. West at 4 gusts at 0 miles per hour. Storm tracking here on the radar here, nothing on it across the 4-state region. So stay like that for the next 24 to 25 hours. But we'll start to see this start to pop up. Rain, a mix, even snow on the radar. So enjoy the quietness on the radar because it's going to get active very soon. So enjoy it now. Enjoy the cloudy skies. Enjoy the clear skies, I should say, for the meantime. Future truck here. This is Friday, so by morning time it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be chilly. It's gonna be chilly, upper 20s, right around 30 when you wake up tomorrow morning. By noon, temperatures low to mid 40s. So this is about late afternoon on a Friday here. Temperatures should be in the 40s. Winds not too bad, 5 to 10 gusts. Maybe have some gusts up to 15, but kind of be a little breezy tomorrow, but it won't be too bad for us tomorrow across the area. Look at those temperatures too. 40s off to our southwest. We could be approaching 50, like Bartersville, Tulsa, maybe 50. Coffeyville, you could reach 50 as well, right around 50. Pretty much if you're in Veneta, Grove, Bentonville, or in Coffeyville, maybe in Fredonia too, and Wichita, maybe approaching 50. By about Saturday morning here, we start to see clouds increasing, temperatures into the low to middle 30s. We start to see some rain. We also see some snow in southeastern Kansas here. And we'll take a look at snowfall tracker in just a few moments here. But as we see here, we got snow. We also got rain. Look at these temperatures though, right at freezing. Yates Center, 33, 33. I mean, you still see snow if it's above freezing. Just depending what the flakes are, it could stick. Depending what the flakes are, it can stick. About 33 Wichita, I mean, at freezing or a little bit above freezing. And this green here, keep an eye on that because I'm thinking here with this green here, we could see some wintry weather. So on our Saturday here, this is more of Saturday here, we have a second band of rain that comes in. With the second band of rain, it will cool our temperatures down. Also, this will bring us some wintry weather with this too. With this second band of light rain, maybe some snow too in our northern counties with this second band of rain. With those temperatures too in the upper 30s to right around 40. So maybe not a lot will stick. And talking about a lot might not stick, here's our snow forecast for our Saturday and our Sunday here. We see areas in the white here, dusting upwards to an inch of snow in the areas in white. The counties in white, you could possibly see that an isolated inch amount possible. I think better potential seeing an inch or more could be in our northwestern counties and southeastern Kansas because as we saw in the models here, all the snow, light snow to moderate snow, of course, in our northern and northwestern counties in the area. Here's your day planner for our tomorrow here. Not bad, 7 a.m. to start, 26, mostly clear. So chilly to start. Actually cold to start, I should say. Chilly by noon, by lunchtime, 42. High temp tomorrow, 50. We're back down a few degrees by 5 p.m. at 47. Overall, not too shabby. That 7-day forecast here. On your Friday, 50 degrees. Saturday, a possible alert day with showers, wintry weather to mix in with it. 46 for a high, low 33 on your Sunday here. 43 on Sunday. Possibly some wintry weather in the morning, early, low 25 on our Monday. Mostly cloudy, high temp near 50, low 32. We start to see some wintry weather, maybe even snow happen Monday night. Into Tuesday, we have a 60% chance of rain Tuesday, or 60% of precip, I should say, Tuesday with a possible alert day. 42 for a high, low 24 on our Wednesday, partly cloudy. 40 for a high, low 22 on our Thursday. 44 degrees on our next week's high. And I think, if I'm correct here, these are supposed to be changing into the 30s for highs by next week. So lots to watch on the wintry weather side. For Tuesday wise, we could pick up a good, I can't really put out amount of snow yet, but if I was going to put out anything yet, I would think half an inch, maybe an inch of snow for Monday night into Wednesday morning system. But chances are actually starting to go up now for inch wise of snow. Some models are actually now picking up an inch and a half, upwards of 2 inches. 4 inches, 8 inches. I mean, we'll see if that happens. I don't think we'll see 8 inches, but 4 inches sounds reasonable, but I don't think we'll have that either. But I think best bet of seeing anything like that will be an inch, maybe 2, just depending where this is going to be at. But the storm system Monday night into Wednesday morning, it's just all over the place. I see more of a rain event than snow, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had wintry mix and even a few slick spots possible, especially over the weekend and into beginnings of next week. Wouldn't be surprised if we had some slick spots. Let's go back to David Vela in the news center here with the back here. He's going to keep you guys. I can't talk. We're going to go to David Vela here with an update on the news.
All right, thank you. So we're gonna first off, we're gonna start off with the earthquake coverage, which, as you can see right here, looking at right now what's going on across the globe. We've had a few earthquakes go on today. This has just occurred within the last 24 hours, so let's just summarize it. The biggest earthquake of the day, and if we just go just all up by 4s and up, the strongest earthquake of the day has been a 5.2 up and near the Afghanistan area. This is right near where the Himalayan plates are at. But that's the strongest earthquake of the day. And let's just notice there's a few key points to notice. First off, there's been a swarm going on in Indonesia, and this is as a result of the big magnitude 7.6 that occurred just about 72 hours ago, which triggered a 0.9 meter tsunami, which is equivalent to about 3 feet. Looking across the United States, we're gonna have to lower that. We've had multiple earthquakes. We've had a earthquake near Oklahoma. This is right near the North American plate. I forgot what this region's called. I think this is
when did this, sorry to interrupt you here, when did this happen?
This occurred about around 24 hours ago. We can look it out. We can just look it out right now. We just zoomed it in closer. It happened about 18 hours ago, which would be.
I never felt anything. And where I'm at is like I'm like near the purple. I'm actually in the white though, but I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of the purple and white, so I did not feel anything. But very interesting.
Yeah, the depth in this was about 30 kilometers, which if it would be really hard to feel this earthquake unless you were in the epicenter. But that's a good observation. Most people didn't feel this earthquake unless you were in the actual observation phase.
Yeah, I'm like probably 40 miles away, maybe 50 miles away from it.
But if we're talking about a typical earthquake around this range, you would be able to feel it across about 30 to 70 miles away in any given point. Big swarms have been going on around the California area. This is as a result of multiple factors, including the 6.9 earthquake that occurred in Ferndale. These are aftershocks from last year in December. If you don't remember, there was a 6.9 that occurred in Ferndale, and there's been aftershocks from that. But as you can see, there's been earthquakes that have occurred there mainly across most of the California plate line. Then if we look in Alaska, there's a new earthquake 2.5 preliminary, but those are occasional swarms, and then a 4.8 near the south. Uh, and near the south area. But in the end, overall earthquake coverage is not that bad. We've not been that active in those areas. So we're gonna go to commercial break, and yeah, we'll be back with the news quickly.
All right, sorry about that. Coming up, I'll have your complete check on the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. We'll have your complete look after the full after the last news story, and look at private chat for the reason why. And of course, we'll look at that last news story right now. And right after that, we'll go to commercial break, and then your last check of the forecast coming up. Right now, let's go to David Vela and the news center right now. David.
Thank you. So the final news story of the day involves Japan, actually. So the Japanese government has launched a scenario which suggests the following: an earthquake dwindling the March 11th earthquake, which again, just for context, the March 11th earthquake was registered at 9.1. It could be possible in the next 30 years. The Japanese government suggests that the greatly feared Nankai Trough rupture or megaquake is expected to occur and has a 20% chance of occurring within the next 5 years, and ultimately a 30% chance of occurring within the next 10 years. And as you can see from the map here, the main map, you can see that areas near Shikoku, Kinki, Tonkai. You can see areas in the pink. They're suggesting seismic intensity 7, which in that terms would be the strongest possible shaking that you could see in any given period. Then you have a lot of 6 uppers and then 6 lowers, including the Tokyo area, which suggests having a 5 lower, 5 upper. And then they suggest that the tsunamis would cause massive disruption. Just to give you context, the highest waves that occurred was was about 30 meters in 2011, which is equivalent to about 100 feet. This study suggests that if the worst case scenario was to happen, which is now becoming more and more likely, tsunami waves would reach as high as 34 meters near the Mie prefecture, as well as the Tokai prefectures, with the average being 10 to 11 meters. But that's it for the news. We'll have lead forecaster David give us one final look at the weather. Take it over, David.
Thank you, David Villa. With that, here's that last check of the forecast here on your Friday. 50 degrees for tomorrow, 49. I think highs tomorrow ranging from 47 to 51 on our Friday, low 29 on our Saturday. We got some showers, maybe ending with some wintry weather, maybe some snow possible. It's a possible alert day. The reason why we don't have one out right now is because of accumulation-wise and the winds. Not expecting much wind either on Saturday, so this possible alert day might put it away. If we get under a winter weather advisory, there will likely be one out for Saturday, but at this point in time, for an alert day is very, I would say very possible, but it is possible of me putting one out. It's a 40% chance of me even putting one out for your Saturday. Let's go into Sunday morning with the 20% for your morning time, morning commute, 43.25. Monday to start off a brand new week. On your Monday, mostly cloudy, 49, back to the work week Monday, and maybe even some wintry weather to ruin some people's week. And I know some people don't like wintry weather, but for me, of course, I love the wintry weather. And the question is, do you guys like wintry weather? Let us know in the chats or in the comments. And David Villa, do you like the wintry weather?
For me, I'm kind of more of a summer guy. Down here in the coast of Texas, where we're located, or where I'm located at, uh, beach season is pretty good out here. Crawfish season is also amazing over here. Uh, Always the best time to go get crawfish. Best time to go to the beach. Always in Galveston. So I'm kind of a summer guy.
Yeah, by the beach. So yeah, that makes sense. It does make sense. Of course, where I'm at, I'm of course a winter lover. I love the cold. I love the snow. I love the ice. I love all that stuff. But I'm actually moving down to Texas sometime this year. So yeah.
Wow.
Yep. But yeah, that's the time we have for now, guys. I am lead forecaster David Alford, along with news anchor David Vela. Anything else you want to say, David, before we end it here for tonight?
Have a great night, guys. It's been for some of you guys, it may have been a rough day, but I mean, the Earth doesn't stop rotating, so
That's
keep it
true.
on, keep on moving.
Right. Thanks, David. And tomorrow, like I said, ranging temperatures for highs. We're at 47 to 51 for highs tomorrow. So kind of a heat wave. I mean, that's the warmest temperature I see for the next several days. Maybe Monday, close to 50. But overall, I don't see much right after that. But overall, watching wintry weather Saturday, and maybe some wintry weather coming into Monday night into Wednesday morning of next week. Maybe some accumulation with that, but for tomorrow night's system, we're talking a dusting upwards to an isolated inch amount of snow. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right, David?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here and watching us on this amazing evening here. Of course, we will talk to you guys again very soon. This is a newscast here, and we hope you have an amazing night. And of course, we'll talk to you guys again very soon. And for now, have a great night and have a great Friday. Goodbye.